Before the first star lit the heavens, before time itself began, Jesus existed. But where? How? And why does it matter? Today, we're uncovering the mystery of Jesus' existence before the creation of the world. What secrets do the scriptures hold about this profound truth? Stay with us. You won't want to miss what comes next. Have you ever wondered where Jesus was before the creation of the world? It's a question that not only sparks curiosity, but also reveals one of the deepest mysteries in Christian theology. The Bible hints at a reality far beyond what we can see, a reality where Jesus existed before the foundation of everything we know. But what does this mean for us? Understanding this concept isn't just about history or theology. It's about unlocking a perspective on faith, purpose, and the divine order of all things. Before we dive in, I want to know, what do you think? Was Jesus a passive observer, waiting for creation to begin, or was he actively involved in shaping the universe as we know it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your ideas. Now, let's journey into the eternal and explore the existence of Jesus before time began. Part 1. Common misconceptions about Jesus' existence. Did Jesus really exist before Bethlehem? Was he more than just a historical figure or a prophet? Here's a riddle for you. What existed before time itself, yet entered the world as a baby in a manger? Stick around, because what you're about to hear will completely flip your understanding of Jesus on its head. Ready? Let's uncover the mystery. All right, let's start with a truth bomb that will make you rethink everything. Many people believe Jesus' story began in Bethlehem, wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And sure, that's a beautiful and iconic moment. But here's the kicker. It's not the beginning. Not even close. Others argue Jesus was just a historical figure, a wise teacher, or a prophet. But what if I told you this view barely scratches the surface of who he really is? And it's not just about what Christians believe. It's about ancient claims that are so mysterious, so profound, that they've left people debating for centuries. Today, we're diving deep into the misconceptions about Jesus' existence and uncovering the truth hidden in plain sight. Spoiler alert. His story doesn't just predate Bethlehem. It predates time itself. Sounds unbelievable, right? Let's see where this rabbit hole takes us. Misconception number 1. Jesus' life began in Bethlehem. First up, the most common misconception. Jesus' existence started when he was born in Bethlehem. Makes sense on the surface, right? A baby is born. Life begins. But here's the twist. Jesus wasn't just born into existence. He entered our world. Let me blow your mind with something from the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1, verse 1. Now, this verse isn't talking about a bedtime story or a philosophical metaphor. The Word here refers to Jesus, who existed before anything else, before the universe, the stars, or even time itself. So, what does this mean? It means Jesus wasn't created. He didn't just appear when Mary and Joseph showed up in Bethlehem. He's eternal, unbound by the limits of time. The manger was his starting point on earth, not his beginning. Mind blown yet? Hold that thought. We're just getting started. What's your take on this? Did you know Jesus existed before Bethlehem? Or does this completely change how you see him? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Misconception number 2. Jesus was just a historical figure. Let's tackle another big one. The idea that Jesus was simply a historical figure. Maybe you've heard people say, "Oh, Jesus was a great teacher or a wise man." And yes, he taught some of the most profound lessons in history. But to box him into that role is like calling the ocean just a big puddle. Here's the deal. Jesus claimed to be much more than a teacher or a prophet. He referred to himself as I am, a name that directly ties back to God's declaration in the Old Testament. This isn't just symbolic language. It's a direct claim to divinity, which sent shockwaves through his time. But here's where it gets even more mysterious. Jesus didn't just teach about life. He claimed to be life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14, verse 6. So, if Jesus is more than a historical figure, the question isn't just, who is he? It's, what does this mean for us? Keep that in mind as we keep unraveling this mystery. Quick question for you. Have you ever thought of Jesus as more than a historical figure? What do you think about his claims of being eternal? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious to hear your perspective. Misconception number 3. Jesus wasn't involved in creation. Now, let's talk about creation, because this is where things get wild. Some people assume Jesus had nothing to do with the beginning of the universe, that he was just a figure who showed up later in history. But here's what the Bible reveals. Through him all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. John 1 verse 3. Wait, what? You're telling me Jesus was there at the beginning of everything? Yep, that's exactly what this means. Jesus wasn't just a passive observer. He was actively involved in creating the universe. Every star in the sky, every drop of water, every living being, created through him. So, if Jesus is a creator, that flips the narrative, doesn't it? He's not just a figure in history. He's the foundation of existence itself. Kind of hard to wrap your head around, right? But that's what makes this so fascinating. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine being there at the beginning of time, watching everything come into existence. Now imagine Jesus is the one making it all happen. What does that image look like to you? Let's discuss in the comments. Misconception number 4. Jesus' impact is limited to his earthly life. Finally, let's bust the myth that Jesus' influence ended when his earthly life did. This is a common trap, thinking of his impact as confined to those 33 years. But here's the kicker. His existence and influence extend far beyond. The resurrection wasn't just a one-time miracle. It was a proof that death couldn't hold him, that his power transcends time and space. And even today, his teachings, his presence, and his promises continue to shape lives around the world. But let's go deeper. The Bible describes Jesus as the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This means his story didn't just shape history, it defines eternity. So, when we think about Jesus, we're not just looking at a man who lived 2,000 years ago. We're looking at someone whose existence rewrites the rules of time, life, and death. What do you think about this idea? Does it change how you see Jesus' influence? Share your thoughts. I'd love to keep this conversation going. All right, let's recap. Jesus didn't just start his story in Bethlehem. He existed before time began, played a key role in creation, and continues to influence eternity. Mind-blowing, right? Now, here's where I need you. What's the most surprising thing you learned today? Or maybe you have questions that this video sparked. Drop them in the comments. I'm here to chat. And hey, if this video got you thinking, hit that like button, share it with someone who'd find this as fascinating as you did, and don't forget to subscribe. Because trust me, there's so much more to uncover. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Part 2. Jesus' role before creation. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the universe before time began, before light, before planets, before anything existed. What do you see? Nothing, right? But what if I told you that even in that nothingness, Jesus was there, active, powerful, and already shaping everything we know today? Sound unbelievable? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about creation itself. All right, let's dive into something truly mind-blowing. Jesus wasn't just present at creation. He was at the center of it. Think about that for a second. When we imagine creation, we often think of God the Father commanding the universe into existence. But here's the twist. The Bible reveals that Jesus wasn't a passive observer. He was an active participant, deeply involved in every single detail of creation. Now, if you've never heard this before, don't worry. You're not alone. This is one of the most mysterious and awe-inspiring aspects of Jesus' role. And today, We're peeling back the layers to uncover how his pre-creation existence redefines not only our faith, but also our purpose. Let's get into it. 1. Jesus is a creator, not the created. Let's start with a game-changing truth from Colossians 1 verse 16. For in him all things were created. Things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, all things have been created through him and for him. Did you catch that? All things, not some things, not most things, but everything were created through him and for him. This means Jesus wasn't a creation of God the Father. He wasn't an assistant or a sidekick. He was the creator, working in perfect unity with the Father to bring everything into existence. Think about the stars, the oceans, the tiniest particles of matter. All of it came into being through him. Now, here's a question for you. When you look at the vastness of the universe, does it ever make you wonder about your own significance? If Jesus had a hand in creating everything, then what does that say about the intentionality behind your existence? Think about it. We'll come back to this later. Have you ever thought of Jesus as a creator rather than someone created? How does that change your perspective on his role? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. 2. The blueprint of creation. Let's take this one step further. Not only was Jesus involved in creation, but he was also the blueprint. Everything that exists was made with him as the model. Here's how the Bible puts it. All things have been created through him and for him. Colossians 1 verse 16. Did you catch that last part? For him. This means creation wasn't just a random act. It was purposeful. It was designed to reflect his glory, his purpose, and his character. Think about the intricate beauty of a flower, the majesty of a mountain, or even the complexity of the human body. These aren't just accidents of nature. They're intentional designs, each one bearing the mark of Jesus' divine purpose. But it doesn't stop there. If creation itself reflects his glory, what does that say about us? If we, as human beings, were made in his image, then doesn't that mean our lives are part of this divine design too? Kind of humbling, isn't it? So, if the entire universe was created through him and for him, where do we fit into this grand design? How does this understanding of Jesus' role before creation shape our purpose today? Let's keep exploring. 3. The eternal collaboration. Now, let's zoom out even further. Picture this. Jesus, the eternal Son of God, working alongside the Father and the Holy Spirit, crafting galaxies, setting the laws of physics into motion, and breathing life into existence. This wasn't a solo project. It was a divine collaboration. And here's what's even more fascinating. Jesus wasn't just there as an observer or a helper. He was an equal participant in the creative process. John 1 verse 3 puts it this way. Through him all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. Let that sink in. Without him, nothing was made. Every atom, every molecule, every breath of life, it all traces back to him. This means Jesus wasn't just a part of history. He's woven into the very fabric of existence itself. But here's a question for you. If Jesus was so involved in creation, what does that say about the way we should interact with the world around us? What responsibilities do we have as part of this divine design? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. For the reflection of Jesus in creation. Let's get even deeper. Everything in creation, from the vastness of space to the smallest particle, reflects Jesus' purpose and glory. Imagine the universe as a grand symphony, with every note pointing back to him. The stars in the sky, they speak of his majesty. The intricate patterns of nature, they reveal his creativity. Even the tiniest atom carries the fingerprint of his design. But here's the most profound part. You and I are part of this design too. We weren't just thrown into existence randomly. We were crafted with care, with purpose, and with a connection to the Creator himself. So, when you look at your life, do you see it as part of this divine masterpiece? Or do you struggle to find your place in the grand design? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your perspective matters. Okay, let's wrap this up. Today, we discovered a truth that is both humbling and inspiring. Jesus is not just a part of creation. He is creation, the design and purpose behind it all. But here's the important question. If all things are done through him and for him, what does that mean to you? How does this shape your understanding of your faith, purpose, and role in the world? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And hey, if this video makes you think, don't keep it to yourself. Please share it with someone who might find this as interesting as you. And now I'm going to reveal to you how Jesus was involved in the creation process in the next part. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's about to happen. Part 3. Jesus' active role in creation. Have you ever wondered who's behind the design of the universe we see every day? What if I told you that Jesus wasn't just a figure in history, but the very force that brought everything into being? Let that sink in for a moment. In John 1 verse 3, it says, "Through him all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made." This profound statement reveals an incredible truth. Jesus was a divine architect, the creator of everything we see and everything we don't. But how deep does this involvement go? Was he just watching from the sidelines? Or was he intricately involved in every aspect of creation? Let's dig deeper. Picture this. Before time itself began, before there were stars, planets, or even the vast expanse of space, there was Jesus. He was there not just as a passive observer, but as the active creator. In the beginning, he didn't just speak things into existence. He set the stars in their perfect positions, commanded the light to pierce the darkness, and laid the very foundations of the earth. It wasn't just about matter. It was about purpose, intention, and beauty. Imagine the cosmos, the way galaxies swirl in perfect harmony, the intricate dance of the oceans, each wave following its path, the sound of birds singing, the warmth of sunlight on your skin. These aren't mere accidents. They are divine acts of love, thought out and shaped by Jesus. Everything, down to the smallest detail, was designed with intention. He didn't just create physical matter. He imbued each piece of creation with deep meaning, with purpose. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. This wasn't just a one-time act. No! This creative role was an ongoing manifestation of love. Creation wasn't some random event, an outcome of chaos. It was an intentional act of divine will. Jesus wasn't just creating things to be there. He was creating with a purpose, his purpose. It was all designed to reflect God's glory, to reveal his beauty, his love, and his order. Every sunset, every starry night, every flower in bloom whispers a story of divine love. Now, think about it. Creation wasn't just a task for Jesus, a job to check off some heavenly to-do list. No, this was his passion. Can you imagine the joy he felt as he spoke life into the world? As he breathed life into the first humans? As he watched the vast oceans roar and the mountains rise? That's not just a creator at work. This is love in action, deeply involved and intimately connected with his creation. But what does that mean for us? If Jesus is the creator of everything, the very one who shaped the stars, the mountains, and every living creature, what does that say about our place in the universe? What does it mean to be made in the image of such a creator? If creation is infused with his love and intention, what does that tell us about our purpose and value? And here's the most mind-blowing part. Jesus didn't just create the world to be a masterpiece for us to admire from a distance. No! He created it as an invitation for us to enter into relationship with him. His love is woven into the fabric of everything we see. Creation is not just a display of divine power. It's an invitation for us to know him, to experience his glory, and to step into the love he poured into the universe. When we start to grasp this truth, everything changes. No longer is Jesus just a historical figure or a distant deity. He becomes the very heartbeat of all that exists. The air we breathe, the earth we walk on, the stars we gaze upon, all of it is a reflection of his love and his desire to be in relationship with us. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, or stand by the ocean, or simply enjoy the beauty of nature, remember, Jesus was there. He was the one who made it all. He was the one who set it in motion, and he did it out of love. His fingerprints are everywhere, and they're a reminder that we are deeply known, deeply loved, and intricately created by him. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most awe-inspiring part of creation for you? Is it the vastness of the stars, the intricate beauty of nature, or the complexity of life itself? What do you think about Jesus' role as the creator behind it all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you're amazed by how Jesus' love is written into the very fabric of creation, don't forget to share this video with your friends. Let's spread the wonder of what it means to live in a world so intricately designed by the one who loves us deeply. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful explorations like this. So, what have we uncovered today? First, Jesus' story didn't begin in Bethlehem. It began in eternity. His role before creation was not just foundational. It was central to the very fabric of the universe. Second, understanding his existence before time deepens our faith. It reminds us that he's not confined to history, but is the eternal creator, actively involved in every aspect of existence. And finally, it challenges us to see our lives differently. If Jesus is the creator of all things, then everything in our lives, our joys, struggles, and purpose, finds meaning in him. Now, I want to hear from you. How does this perspective change your view of Jesus and creation? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to continue this conversation with you. If this video sparked your curiosity or deepened your understanding, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might find it inspiring. Don't forget to subscribe to Ancient Faith Explorations for more thought-provoking journeys into the mysteries of faith. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep exploring the extraordinary